Deputy Troy.
Thank you, Can Corla. It is disappointing that Minister Ross didn't feel the need to wait for the full debate. There was a number of questions asked of him, and he's not here to answer them. Like, how was Consultant Walker appointed? Was there any other consultants considered? Why is there a lack of reference in the documentation to people with a disability? Will there be an extra period of public consultation? And what is the timeline of how this proposal advances from here? We're no wiser than we were when we came in. Now, he's critical of Fianna Fáil for representing the views of the passengers of Dublin Bus. I don't know where he's been all summer. I don't know, does he realise the anxiety and the worry that's out there in relation to these proposals? And he did say, I was supportive of this at its launch, and I was and I still am. But I said in my press statement, the NTA must engage with local communities impacted by changes to the road network and must communicate it effectively with people from start to finish. And that's what this motion is about, is ensuring that the consultation process is not a box-ticking exercise, but that ensuring that the people's views will be heard. Now, Minister Ross, while in opposition, was heavily critical of the NTA, and in an article in December 2011, he referred to the NTA as a quango established to protect CIE and its political masters. He said that the government has the power under legislation to issue guidelines or policies to the NTA. Now, I asked the question, was Minister Ross or Senator Ross, was that Senator Ross's opinion or Shane Ross's TD's opinion? And is he happy now, as Minister Ross, that the NTA are in a position to protect its political masters? I acknowledge the work the NTA were doing in the last number of weeks in relation to the public consultations that they were carrying out. And let's be clear, what this offers is an opportunity to get the redesign of the Dublin network right from the beginning. And the NTA have already come out and reversed some of the proposals. That in itself is an acknowledgement. That is in itself an acknowledgement that the draft was wrong at the start. And as I said, we don't apologise, nor should we apologise, that we're representing the views of the old, the infirm and the disabled. And what the motion calls for is for meaningful consultation, and that includes with the drivers of Dublin Bus, the people who are at the coalface day in, day out, and know what network will work. The draft network, when reconfigured, must go out for public consultation, and the government has the power to ensure that it does go out for public consultation. Because what we all want, and what we all should want in this House, is a public bus service which will not alone maintain the current level of people who are using it, but will encourage more people to migrate from their cars into public transport. What we need to see is additional capacity, and that needs to be now, not at some time in the next 3 or 4 years, because many of our routes and buses are busting at the seams. And what we also need to see is an acceleration in the rollout of energy-efficient hybrid buses, because to date this government still stands over a policy where they're buying diesel buses. And most importantly, what we want to see is a Dublin bus service that meets the needs of its service users. Now, if those parameters are met, everybody will be happy on this side of the House, and I'm sure on the government side of the House. And the people who have the people who are in authority to make sure that those parameters are met is Minister Ross and you, his cabinet colleagues. And let's not have Minister Ross say, as he did in December 2011, that the NTA was established to protect the political masters. Let him ensure that the NTA are there now to implement government policies, policies that will ensure a better service for all the service users.
Thank you very much, Deputy. That concludes